11 HUGE Coronation Street spoilers for next week, 10 to the 14th of November. What's next on the cobbles? Next week on Coronation Street, David and Shona receive devastating news about their baby. Elsewhere, Will continues to lie to Ben and Eva about his relationship, while Becky continues to pull the wool over Lisa's eyes. Here are 11 big moments coming up. You can also check out our collection of 19 spoiler pictures from these episodes. 1. David is arrested. Kit confronts David over his behavior during their awkward double date and accuses David of winding Sarah up by making jibes about their relationship. David is unfazed by Kit's accusation and shoves past him. Furious, Kit decides to arrest him for assaulting a police officer. 2. David tries to reason with Kit. Ahead of her pregnancy scan, Shona is frustrated that David has stood her up and asks Sarah for a lift. Meanwhile, David is worried that he's let Shona down and pleads with Kit to let him go. Kit softens and drives David to the hospital. At the hospital, the sonographer breaks the news to David and Shona that there is a mass on their baby's neck. 3. David and Shona struggle to process the news. In a special episode, Coronation Street will air the same morning from two different perspectives as David and Shona prepare to meet the consultant at the hospital. Shona is angered by David's casual attitude when their baby's life could be at risk. She demands David get out of the car and tells him that she doesn't want him at the hospital. From David's perspective, it's clear he's trying to stay strong for Shona despite breaking inside. 4. David and Shona receive more bad news. David and Shona attend the appointment with the consultant and receive confirmation that there is a tumor on their baby's neck. The consultant advises that if they continue with the pregnancy, Shona will have to undergo complex surgery. When the consultant also reveals that the tumor could be cancerous, David and Shona are devastated. 5. Eva tries to help Will. In an attempt to help Will settle in his new home, Ben and Eva search for a local athletics club for him to join. Eva learns James is a personal trainer and wastes no time in arranging a session for Will. James takes Will for his PT session, but Will is disinterested and buries his head in his phone. 6. Will continues to hide the truth. Eva and Ben discover that Will is attending a meeting with his old team in Leeds, unaware that Will is lying to them about his whereabouts. Later, Will's coach Megan, who has groomed the teenager, drops him off at home and it's clear he's devastated to return to reality. Meanwhile, Ben invites Megan back to the pub for lunch. With his unhappiness mounting, is Will going to reveal all to his family? 7. Carla urges Lisa to see through Becky's lies. Becky is put on the spot when Lisa asks her outright if she was telling the truth about being spied on at her flat. Becky makes out that she's hurt by Lisa's disbelief. Meanwhile, Carla urges Lisa to see the light over Becky's lies. Carla points out that if Becky's life was under threat, she would never risk Betsy's safety by hiding out at number 6. Becky overhears Carla's accusation. How will she respond? 8. Fizz has a meltdown. With Ruby and Hope at each other's throats, Tyrone is too weak to intervene. The pressure mounts on Fizz, who complains about having to do everything. At the factory, recent events take their toll on Fizz. Izzy, Kirk and Michael helplessly watch as Fizz violently whacks her sewing machine. Later, Michael lets slip to Tyrone about Fizz's incident at work. 9. Brody lashes out at Sally and Tim. Sally informs Tim that Lou is up in court for fighting in prison. They decide to hide the truth from Brody, but Kit accidentally reveals all. Meanwhile, Sally and Tim continue to bicker about Trisha, but they are interrupted by Brody. He labels them useless foster parents for denying him the chance to be there for Lou. However, Brody is shocked to realize Joni and the social worker have walked in on his outburst. 23. 10. Kevin's behavior leaves his friends concerned. Kevin decides to host a poker night, but when he gambles his car, Sally grows concerned about his erratic behavior. Meanwhile, Tyrone also worries about Kevin's state of mind when Kevin makes it clear he has no intention of opening the garage and leaves Tyrone to do it himself. 11. Gary tries to help Theo. When Todd is busy preparing a lavish funeral for a local counselor, Theo continues to feel down about his lack of employment. Later, Gary informs Theo that Pete has offered him a contract despite their previous falling out. He suggests that if Todd smooths things over with Pete, then it may secure some work for Theo. Will Todd agree to help?
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.